school, it's like people, if you're out driving, like they're going to be less likely to close school. Like,
Mhm.
Right? Like
don't
stay
you
Well,
want
home and
that?
justify being home.
Yeah.
no one can get their cars out on my block. They're all snowed in. They
Oh
haven't
Oh,
my
they
gosh.
haven't
snow is
plowed on my
so
street,
deep.
so
It's so
so
crazy.
no one's going anywhere.
Well, I'm glad we all have power. That's good.
For now.
You and
Knock
me
on wood. My
both.
light flickered about an hour ago and I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. But yeah,
Well,
it's
You would have been saying, "Oh, Father."
yeah. Mhm. God bless us. Um, all right, you ready to do it?
do it.
Yeah, the
Do
Let's do
it.
live
it like
finally
Do
popped
Madonna.
it.
up, so
Do it like Madonna.
Like Madonna.
do it.
You're
Do it.
you're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna Louise, Veronica Ciccone. Good evening, everyone. This is Liberty. I hope you're not frozen tonight.
Hey guys, it's Tony. We've made several lists and we're going to check them many times tonight.
Well, there are 16 inches of snow outside, and those are not the kind of inches you want to hear about ever, whenever. So Ben's here to talk about Madonna.
Yeah, I heard you guys were getting pounded out there.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
gee.
We
Ba-dum-tsh.
listen, that's an understatement.
And hey, everybody, it's Stefan. Welcome to a frozen episode of MLVC. Yes, if you're on the Northeast Coast or East Coast or somewhere, I think pretty much the entire country. No, it's not everybody,
Yeah,
but
Except California.
a
the
lot of
Bible
people, yeah.
the Bible Belt and up that
Yes,
direction, up to
exactly.
the
We're
northeast.
we're knee deep in snow, and thankfully have power and heat, so we can come to you live.
Mhm.
Tonight, we're talking about Madonna's top 10 most important singles. We figured since we're almost on the brink of having an official new Madonna era and a crop of new singles are about to cascade into our lives, we wanted to take a look back at some of the singles that have defined Madonna's career. I apologize, my Zoom is frozen. uh, that's going to keep happening. But yeah, so we're here to look back at Madonna's most important singles. Ben, do you want to explain a little bit about how this is going to work?
I will, although someone is tuning in from Quebec, where it's currently negative 20 Celsius. Isn't that like
Oh
40
dear.
below zero? I
That
can't even
sounds
deal with that.
illegal.
I can't even deal with that. So, yes, everybody. So, the inspiration for tonight's episode came from a recent episode of Pop Pantheon, which is a really cool music podcast. I think they do weekly episodes.
Yep.
And they recently did a four-person panel on the 20 most important Madonna singles. And I listened to it. They had a fully developed methodology. And I thought, those were some interesting choices, and I pitched it to the group. I said we could do a top 10 with some maybe slightly different methodology and really have a fun episode, as Stefan said, as we are approaching a new era. So it's an ideal time
Mhm.
to reflect on the legacy and the things that we think are important from it. Now, after we as a foursome come up with our most important top 10 singles, we're all going to share our personal top 10. Um, so yeah, it should
Right,
be fun. Oh my.
because the most important top 10 singles, basically the way we're looking at it is if someone had never heard of Madonna and was like, what are the top 10
A desert
songs
island.
that I should listen to if, to like really get an idea of who she is, these are the 10 songs that we would present to those people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we're only doing officially released singles, but now Deep Breath, that is 94 songs,
Mhm.
all the way up to popular and vulgar.
Right. So it does run the gamut of 40 years, and we are right. So it's only official singles. It's not B-sides. It's not
No
deep cuts. It's not
promos.
album promo. It's only
Yeah,
official
yeah,
singles.
It's
And
also not Into the Groove, which was not released as a single in the United States.
that is correct.
sure.
Which
Yes.
is which is the
Liberty's
sadness. It is
readjusting
the
her list real
sadness.
quick.
I had to. I had to go and check yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I have to cross it out now because it was a B-side
Yeah,
for Angel.
yeah, yeah. So if the audience, if you're wondering like what's the criteria, obviously officially released, not a promo, not a B-side, but we took into account things like quality of the song, because let's be honest, some of Madonna's biggest hits, not her best songs, the charts, the cultural impact, the longevity of that impact, the importance of the music video, how important is it to Mother? Like, sadly, one of Stefan's favorite songs is clearly one of Madonna's favorite songs because she's performed it on a lot of tours, but it was never a single.
Justice for Candy
So,
Shop. Justice for Candy
yeah,
Shop.
justice for Candy Shop. And so, with those principles, we've all come to the episode with our top 10 most important single choices. And we haven't discussed them or shared them in
Nope.
advance. And
Nope.
we've got our little methodology for how we're going to get into it here in a minute. Each of us will reveal our pick. If there's consensus or a majority, that's obviously the pick. Like if we all have four different picks, then we'll have like a brief discussion. We also came with alternates because I personally had a couple where I was like, the others are not going to pick this, but I got some alternates that I would agree with. And so we'll probably have some quick consensus. We are not going to have vetoes, unlike Pop Pantheon, because I'm not letting Bitch I'm Madonna be on this list. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So we'll start with number 10. We're going to go in alphabetical order. So I will reveal my pick first, then Liberty, then Stefan, then Tony. And we're each going to say like a little bit about why we picked a song, but we're not going to get into like the in-depth, like, oh, I have this thesis for why this should be number
No.
five, because that's not why we're here. We're here to have fun and celebrate the canon.
Yep.
So, yeah, so we're going to get into it. And like I said, we'll share our personal top 10s after this. And since we're going in alphabetical order, I will kick us off.
Wait, my
My
first name
number,
is Antonio. What are you talking about?
No,
well, would
sorry.
you like to go
No,
first?
I'm joking. Go ahead.
Because I am more happy to not go first, but
No, kick it
but
off.
I am good. I'm going to kick it off with my number 10 pick, which is probably going to be one of the more controversial ones that I know I'm probably going to lose.
I'm kind of
But
nervous about
I
this.
picked what?
I'm nervous
No,
about
I
this.
picked Human Nature.
Oh,
Even though it only charted at number 46, she's performed it a bazillion times. It was the
oh,
follow-up manifesto to Express Yourself. It has one of her best videos, and it still represents her manifesto to this point.
okay.
So I feel like even though it wasn't a huge hit at the time, it is important, not as important as some of the other big hits. So I put it at number 10. Liberty,
All
you're
right.
up.
I chose Papa Don't Preach. I think that it is the first, yeah, I mean, like a virgin is one of those that's like the provocative, like it sort of laid her out there as the like, you know, choosing wild topics to sing about, but the Papa Don't Preach really um came at a time that was it really solidified her as a controversial
Mm,
artist, someone who
mm,
could speak on things that were sort of not in conversation publicly.
mm. Okay.
All right,
My
Stefan,
turn.
you're up.
I
Yep.
chose Holiday. It's to me quintessential 80s Madonna. Still holds up today. It's perfectly catchy and it's memorable. And yeah, that's why I think again, I'm just gonna preface this by saying a lot of my songs I don't necessarily think there's like an order for. I just think they should all be included in as like top 10. But
Mhm.
we're putting certain ones. So I'm like, I don't really care where they fall necessarily, except maybe my top three. But
Fair.
otherwise, as long as they're included, then I'm fine with that. So holiday.
Great.
Okay.
Tony.
For number 10, I also chose Papa Don't Preach because I was starting to think about it a lot, and people don't give it as much credit as they did when it first came out. This song was everywhere. This was Madonna's reintroduction to the world after, there was Live to Tell, but this is like where Madonna came out and said, like, this is me now. I'm a married lady. I have short hair. The song was a huge hit. It was controversial. It played on the radio for years, and it needs to be, it needs to be acknowledged.
Mm, hmm Okay, now how do we decide?
Okay. Well, I'm basically going to decide this one, Stefan, for two reasons. I want Holiday higher on the list. It's
Okay.
higher on my list. And Papa Don't Preach was one of my alternates. So I'm changing mine to Papa Don't Preach,
Okay.
which makes Papa Don't Preach our number 10.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. That's fine.
Because I put it as my first alternate after Human Nature because I'm like, and it's funny, I thought about that because of the pop pantheon discussion, because of the fact, as Liberty said, it was her first big statement and her first dipping into cultural controversy at the time.
Hmm.
And I was like, but I felt like she doesn't perform it a lot in concert, which was why I picked Human Nature over it, even though it was a number one song.
Mm.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's fine.
okay.
That's fine.
Well, on to number nine. My number nine pick is Justify My Love because I just think it was a
Mm.
sonic switch. The music video, she's
Hmm.
performed it a bazillion times on tour, and I think a lot of people recognize it as like a bold artistic statement.
Mm-hmm.
Liberty.
My number 9 is Frozen. Um,
Mm.
I feel a little bit like Stefan in that all of these just, I feel the ones I'm gonna say, they have no, it's just that that's where it landed after some adjustment once I was really like when I was diving deeper into the catalog. I felt like Frozen has to be on here, but when I started really comparing um to other songs, I felt that it probably fell a little higher in like, well, lower, right? I guess this is technically the lower
Well,
end.
higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's.
But
yeah.
the reason is that I feel like it definitely needs to be on this list is just because it was such a turn for her sonically, artistically, and it
Hmm.
was something that was a big risk, I think.
Mm.
Um, and that's yeah, it's just an amazing track overall.
Hmm.
Stefan.
All right. So for me, number nine, I'm going with Like a Virgin, mostly
Yeah.
because this was huge mainstream pop success for her. Again, it's one of those iconic 80s songs, not just for Madonna, but just for the 80s in general. Like this to me was the first time that she came out and was like, it was like as big as like a Michael Jackson 80s song. You know, it was like it cemented her as an 80s icon and put her in that upper echelon. And yeah, I just think it's been one of those like surprise songs that she's put on tour. I mean, the video's iconic, and yeah, I felt like Virgin had to be on the list. So
Okay. Tony.
My number 9, I chose Ray of Light, and I almost chose Frozen. I know I had to choose something from the Ray of Light album, and between Ray of Light and Frozen, I decided to go with Ray of Light because the look and the song will take you directly to that era, and once you're there, then you can pick up on Frozen. Nothing really matters, Power of
mm,
Goodbye, etc. But Ray of Light, I think for the uninitiated, is the best way to be introduced to that era, and
mm,
it's a very important part of
Wow.
Madonna's canon.
okay.
Okay. I had all three of your choices higher on my list.
Yes, so I agreed.
I'm
Like,
like Frozen at number
uh,
nine.
yeah, I can't do Frozen. I think is up a little bit
It's
more.
gotta
So
be
yeah,
higher.
Ben, what did you say? What was yours again?
I was justifying my love,
Oh,
and
but
you
see, I have
guys were.
Justify My Love up a little higher too.
I have it at nine because I have Like a Virgin, Ray of Light, and Frozen all higher in terms
Okay.
of like important songs. Oh
Well, can I
wow.
give I just think Justify My Love needs to be a little higher on the list
Really?
because to me that was again a lot of I think a lot of her important songs are pivots for her. They are moments when she
Yeah.
shifts a conversation, and that was the first time one it was controversial, which like huge controversy, and it was also very sonically different for her. So to me, the pivot was not just the sonic sound, but the
Yeah.
topic of what she was dealing with because it was so overtly sexual. Yes, she had sort of teased sexuality throughout her career, even starting with Like a Virgin, or physical attraction. But to me, that was the moment when she sort of steered into like overt sexual territory and didn't look back. And to me, that song also became such a huge cultural moment for music, for women, for pop music. Like to me, it was like we hadn't really heard anything like that before. So I don't know. That's why I thought it needed to be a little bit
Okay,
higher.
so you have convinced me to change my number nine to Like a Virgin.
Okay.
All right.
So
Um,
that so unless
so
the
I
other
love Like a Virgin, and I do feel like it's an important song for her. But to me, it didn't pivot and
no,
change things
I
quite the
hear
way that
you.
she
And
did with other songs.
plus yeah, plus I want Frozen and Ray of Light much higher on the list than number nine.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
think
So
if I change mine to Like a Virgin, that's two of us, and then Like a Virgin comes in at number nine. Unless Liberty or Tony have like a massive objection.
No,
No,
not at all. I mean,
never. I never.
no.
okay.
All
Like a
right,
Virgin for
the
me
num
is much higher.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
all
Why?
right.
I'm just curious as to why you like what about the
because
song?
it like it set an identity at a
Mm,
time like at a moment where yeah, I mean she was there, she was famous, but like every
The
single person knows
wannabes.
that song. She
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
performs it.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
performed it a couple of
Yeah.
shows. So and it gets
That's
different
what
incarnations.
yeah. That's why I
So,
originally had it higher, but Stefan may have
Well, it's
convinced me
mostly just
on
because I feel like there's so much other stuff coming that like is a bit bigger
well, and
than
it is
yeah.
difficult for me to separate a personal bias, even on a most important list. I'll have
yeah.
to say that. And Frozen is not anywhere on my personal list. Let me just say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So,
Sure, sure.
Oh, interesting.
Again, it's where they come in the list is not necessarily as I'm
Okay,
exactly.
like,
So,
so are we okay with Like a Virgin at
Yes.
number nine?
sure.
sure.
Okay. So then my number eight, to kick us off on number eight, is Ray of Light. For all the
Okay.
things that you guys said in the previous one, I'm just like, it was such that's you can still put that song on at a party and people
Mhm.
jam. Like
Hmm.
WTF, like that song is so good. So yeah, Ray of Light number eight.
I
Liberty.
I said erotica.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
How
love
Um,
come?
you,
Why?
Liberty.
it has to be on the list, and it to me it's in this in the lower half of top most important. I don't feel like it can go in the bottom, like in the 5 4 3 2 1 area because it's so um it's not one she revisits. She's
Yeah.
revisited a few times, but I also think to her it's important. I think as an artist, but I think she has a lot of hurt associated with that song.
Mm.
Um
Well, yeah, because it sort of derailed her career.
yeah. So I
Right,
and yeah,
Stefan.
controversial.
Um,
Stefan.
so for me, I put Open Your Heart, because I felt like, and this one I'm not necessarily married to. I was choosing this one just because to me it showcased the fact that she was a serious she had serious pop craftsmanship. It's still an 80s vibe, but for me, this was like moving the needle on her status as like a leading force in pop music. So it was like serious pop, mature adult pop. It's sort of like, you go from something like the Like a Virgin album to the True Blue album, and the shift and the tone and the look, like it was just, she was sort of like so much more grown up, and she loves Open Your Heart. I mean, I think it was a great performance that she just did on the Celebration tour.
Mhm.
I mean, she sounds great. It's not one of my necessarily favorite songs by her. I know, stop the gasp.
Open Your Heart is one of my
But
favorite Madonna
Me
to
songs.
too.
me,
Songs of all
a
time.
lot of people love this song, and it's a great song. But yeah. So I know it's at number 8 for me, but it could be anywhere.
For me, number eight, music. It's, led off this whole new era. We're coming back from the Ray of Light Madonna. Music was a whole new sound, a whole new look. And, this single kind of took us there. And yeah, music.
Okay.
We're
Hmm.
all different. Okay, can I confess? I did not put any erotica songs on my most important top 10, even though you three know that is my Madonna Bible. But I was just like, can I justify it? And now I just heard Liberty talk
I
about
know.
erotica,
I know.
and I
But
might have to change my vote to erotica for number 8.
so Ben, I am going to change my vote for erotica too because I did not put any erotica songs on my list either. Only because Justify My Love is coming down the pike. And I felt like if I'm going to balance off, like, because to me, not that they're one and the same, they're very different, but they're the subject matter and the level of controversy is sort of married to each other, and they came so quickly one after another that to me, not that again, they sonically are not the same type of song. One's dance, one's not, one, like, but to me, I was like, well, I don't want to put Justify My Love and Erotica, but listening to Liberty, I was like, oh, fine.
If y'all don't have erotica songs on your list, what is it full of? Madam X and Rebel Heart
Oh,
songs?
oh, they're
There's
on my personal. They're on my personal. They are
Yeah.
just not on my most important because
Well, right,
I
because
had
like
to.
to
I
me, I don't know if like a
Hearts.
fair weather fan is going to be like, "Oh, I love erotica." I mean,
Yeah,
like
they're
they're not
not. It's gonna
the
go. Whoop.
women in their late 50s were not going to Celebration asking to hear erotica.
No, but this Homo
Unfortunately.
was.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, but okay, yeah, you change. I'll get rid of Open Your Heart. Sure, that's
Oh
fine.
my
Out the door.
God. But Tony, I have music higher.
So do I.
Okay,
So do
no,
I.
go ahead. I think this is a good
Because
slot for
because
erotica.
my number 7 is actually music for all the stuff that you talked about.
Hmm.
It was Madonna introducing us to what the sound of the first 15 years of the 21st century was going to be. Like I waffle between music and Don't Tell Me here.
Mm.
But I also feel like the bizarre like structure of the song music and the bourgeoisie. I mean, who's used the
Yeah,
word bourgeoisie
Right.
in a number one pop song?
Madonna.
Okay.
But also, the first time I heard music on the radio, I couldn't believe it was Madonna. I was like, who is this? This is not
Hmm.
anything I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my pick for number 7 was music, and that's the reason why. Liberty.
I also have music at 7.
Oh.
And this is again strictly because it for me cannot go in the higher parts of the list, but I know she thrives for this, like she lives for this song. And I also think it also is a party um starter. It does not matter where you are. You can put that on and people, even if they've never heard it before,
Yeah.
like if somebody had never heard it before, I'd be like, you've got to hear this one because this was a time when she was trying something different, which I would explain
Hmm.
obviously to in greater depth. But yeah, agreed, 7
Hmm.
music.
Oh,
From
Stefan.
for my number 7, I put Justify My Love because I felt like
Okay.
again, like I already defended it. It was a pivot for her sonically and controversially. So
For number 7, I
Mm.
chose Holiday.
mm,
Holiday was a radio staple for me growing up, but it wasn't until I saw it performed live in Blonde Ambition that it became a favorite and it
mhm.
became everyone else's favorite, including Madonna's. It was performed at all of her tours, at least most of them.
Except Confessions, I think, and there's
Yeah,
one other I feel like she didn't do it on.
but it is one of her signature
Madam
songs.
X.
The minute you play Holiday, everyone knows it's Madonna. So
Yeah.
this is I'm honoring the first album with this song.
Hmm.
All right. Well, statistically, since Liberty and I both picked music, it becomes, and I want to say, Tony, I actually have Holiday a little higher.
I do too.
Okay. All right. So
And
I'll allow that's not my rule. Fine. Music at number 7 is fine. I had music higher.
okay.
I had music higher, but the reason I had it a little higher, and I'll defend it now, because well, I guess I won't defend it when it comes to number 5. I had it at number 5, mostly because to me, that was when she showed us that she still has some tricks up her sleeve. She wasn't afraid to take a risk that ended up surprising and delighting everybody. And it
Mhm.
sounded like nothing else at the
Mhm.
time, but it basically
100%.
it
But
swooped
there's
into the
like,
mainstream and it is catchy as hell and still a bop. And
Yep.
that's why I put it a little higher. But like I
yeah.
said, I'm fine,
So
fine. Fine.
So, okay, if I'm kicking off number six, this is hilarious. My number six was originally Like a Virgin, which we've now voted on as number nine.
Mm-hmm.
And my alternates were Papa Don't Preach and Crazy for You. But I don't really want Crazy for You in that slot. So I think I'm going to have to swing back around to my last alternate for number six. And that's where I'm going to put Open Your Heart
Oh,
for
okay.
me. Because and for me, it is all about that boom, boom, work out. And then
Mm.
bam,
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
perfection. So my number six is Open Your Heart. You're up, Liberty.
Ray of Light is sitting in my number six spot.
Oh,
Again, I feel like it's got to be on the list. But and I everywhere I moved songs around as I was like working this out, music and Ray of Light sat together. So
Mm.
I think of these songs as parallels in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's I just think I feel that she feels the same about Ray of Light that she does about music.
Hmm. Okay. Well, for me, for number six, I chose Frozen, mostly because, again, this was a return for her that shook everybody awake. You know, nobody saw this coming. And it was such an oral treat to the senses. It was so different. Again, something very different from what was happening on the radio. And then it was everything that was happening. Like that, people took this sound and everyone just copied it. And I just felt like the video was so cool, and her performances that she's done on tour of it have been really cool. And yeah, I mean so Frozen.
For number six, I chose Express Yourself because Into the Groove was not eligible. So, but Express Yourself was a huge hit. It was, part of the 1-2 punch from Like a Prayer. But it took a life of its own
Yeah.
once the remix was released. It's also one of Madonna's most recognizable songs. People know her performing that song either from the video or from the MTV Awards performance. So
Yeah, such a
I
good
think
performance.
Express Yourself is important and it belongs at number six.
I could be convinced.
I crap. I want all of these at number six, except for Open Your Heart, which was my choice. But Open Your Heart was like my fourth alternate for six because we ended up putting Like a Virgin. But like Ray of Light could go here for me. I actually have Frozen a little higher,
Okay.
and same with Express Yourself. So I don't know
Well,
which one to change my vote
my
to.
only,
Oh my
my only,
God.
I know this is sad of me to say. I chose Frozen over Ray of Light. So Ray of Light didn't have on this list only because I felt like
Really?
Frozen was more of a moment of change and pivot for her. Ray of Light, yes, it still sounds very different, but it doesn't sound as unique as and
Yeah,
crazy as
Right.
Frozen does,
that's
which is
true.
why I didn't choose Ray of Light. I love Ray of Light.
Okay.
And if you knew me the year Ray of Light the album came out, I was doing this stupid little video show that was only shared amongst friends called Nicotine Nightcap, where I would interview
Oh my
friends over a
God.
cigarette. And it would literally, we would play Ray of Light, and the interview would happen just for the duration of the song of Ray of Light. And we would always take a break for the loud moment when she would have that instrumental break in the song. Thank God that we did not have social media during this, because
God.
Nicotine
Oh my
Nightcap would be
God.
living on Instagram and people
Oh
would
my
be
God.
mortified. But
I think we should bring it back.
yeah, I don't know where those videotapes of Nicotine Nightcap
Uh,
are, but that's what I think of when I hear of Ray of Light. Sometimes I'm like, oh, loud moment and smoking. And but I so I
I need a cigarette after this. What are you doing to me? Oh my God, I'm changing my vote to Frozen.
okay.
All right. So number six is Frozen.
Yeah, and
Sure.
I'm doing that because as we jump to number five, my number five is Express
I
Yourself.
actually had Frozen originally in that spot six,
Hmm.
so like I have it scratched out as my first. So yeah, I'm
So
fine.
are we good with Frozen at number six?
Sure.
Hmm.
Sure.
Okay, my number five pick was Express Yourself. And it's the manifesto. It is the Madonna feminism of the
Mhm.
80s, 90s, and forever distilled into like the most perfectly sloganeered. And as Stefan has been saying, it was that pivot where she jumped from pop to house. And like, it's so hilarious that like Shep recycled that beat from a Miss You Much, or no,
Yeah.
from,
Yeah. It was
yeah.
Miss You Much.
Well, he used it on Miss You Much later because the Express Yourself, but then he had used it somewhere else before that on somebody else's like he was reusing that beat all the time. But the Express Yourself version was the best use of it. And that video is like, if I was going to show somebody a Madonna video,
Oh,
I would
Mm,
actually show them
true.
Express
yeah,
Yourself.
that's a good video.
So Express Yourself is my number five pick.
Okay, I'm just gonna say my number five is Holiday, and the reason being, that it is a favorite for Fairweather, and like even non-Madonna fans, can love Holiday. It is a live forever song. It will
Mm,
never,
Mhm.
ever, ever
hmm.
be not good. And so, and I know it's a closer on a tour for a reason. On most
Yeah.
tours, it's a closer for a reason. These top five, I have to say, really hard, but
Yeah.
um I'm putting Holiday at that spot.
Okay.
Stefan?
Quick question. Have we slotted music in already?
Yeah, music was number seven.
Okay, we are okay. So I had chose music for here, so I don't have an alternate. So I'll sure vote Ben. I'll vote Express Yourself as well for here because I don't hate me. I did not have Express Yourself on my list here, but I hear what Ben is saying, and because I had other songs, I chose other
Mhm.
things.
Nobody hates. I have it, but scratched out. So
Yeah, I think I had put it on
I get
originally,
it.
but
I get it.
I just it didn't to me because I've chosen another song from that album, and I thought out of the two, the
Oh,
one that I chose
both of
is
them.
a little bigger. Yes, I think Express Yourself is big as well, and trust me. Do you know how many times I listened to the little remix of the little fishy noise, but but it's just like it. I over and over and over again.
Gonna
So
make me cough.
don't come at me for Express Yourself. I love that song. I know the choreography for the VMA performance still to this day.
Oh,
If that song comes on a
perfection.
playlist when I'm at the gym, I have to withhold myself from voguing that she does. Like,
Oh no, I do it. I do it. All right, Tony, what's your number five?
La Isla Bonita. It was a
oh,
worldwide number one hit. I was
mm,
in Latin America that summer of 1987. You couldn't go anywhere
mm,
without hearing it everywhere. And all my European friends, they grew up with that song. That was the number one Madonna song that
mm,
they grew up with. We have to mention this because it is one of her bigger hits
yeah,
outside
yeah,
of the US.
yeah.
But it was a
Yeah,
number one in the US too.
I
it
waffled
wasn't.
between Holiday and La
Oh,
Isla.
Yeah, I
so
I
okay.
wanted to put La Isla Bonita on this list just because
Well,
it's such
well,
a momentous song for like Latin people, Spanish people. Like it's big in that way. She also loves the song because how many times she's done it.
If you don't put it on this list, there will be rioting in the streets in Brazil.
Somebody doesn't come up
so
here right now.
okay. So uh, okay, two of us picked Express Yourself on this one, which kind of results in Express Yourself getting the number five slot. Can we
Wait, well,
live
Liberty,
with
what did you
that?
choose? What did you choose?
I have Holiday.
Oh,
She chose
Holiday.
Holiday.
And Tony chose La Isla Bonita. Okay.
So, okay, and I only say this to jump to number four because I am such a damn Gemini. I had a tie at number four of Holiday and La Isla Bonita. I couldn't pick. I don't know which one to pick for number four. You guys have been talking about Holiday this whole thing, and I was like, are none of them going to mention La Isla Bonita? And then Tony mentions it, and I'm like, well, they're currently on my little spreadsheet as tied for number four, and I have
Mhm.
not been able to pick between the two because I feel like they are the concert staples.
So
They're like,
I will
ugh.
switch my vote for number five to La Isla Bonita only because I
Okay, well
feel
then
I feel she favors La Isla Bonita over Express Yourself
Mhm.
over
okay.
multiple tours. My only caveat is that I don't feel La Isla Bonita like sonically sounds any like it doesn't move the needle
Yeah.
in any way. Like
Yeah,
neither does
it was
Express Yourself to
derivative.
me. Again, most of my
The
songs that
remix
I was
did.
putting on, it's only if it made the conversation or her career pivot in a way. And again, I didn't feel like Express Yourself or La Isla Bonita did that. They were living in the era of which they were a part of, but I didn't feel like it moved the needle in any way. But
So we're making
I'm
number five La Isla
fine.
Bonita.
Yeah, yeah. Because I do feel
Okay.
culturally it has done something for her
Yeah.
in terms of
It,
bringing an audience in
yeah,
that normally
yeah.
wouldn't have listened to her had
Right.
she not done that song.
And I
So
think
And
she,
it's
it's one of her
solidified.
biggest videos on
Yeah.
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly,
And
exactly.
plus Walgreens
okay,
wouldn't be able to operate without that song existing.
100%. Okay, so moving on to number four, then that
Oh,
makes my choice simple. My number four is Holiday because it is the eternal jam that they will play on TV shows when she passes
oh, stop.
and all of that. So my number four was Holiday because there's three songs that have to be above it. And yeah, so mine was Holiday.
Okay, Liberty.
I have Like a Virgin at this spot.
Okay, but we've already slotted in like a virgin,
Yeah.
so okay.
At
But I
number
have,
nine,
yeah.
so you get to pick something else.
Okay. Well, that's difficult because as I've been looking at my list, I'm debating on a different song that I have much higher. I think I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna have to figure something out on an emergency basis for number two if I do this. Um,
So what are you choosing?
Live to Tell.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
And I'm this is why. Um, the problem is that Live to Tell, there is nobody who doesn't love th that song. Um, it is as and in terms of importance, I don't think it really makes a big difference in the story of who Madonna is like as an artist, right? Like, but I think it makes a big difference in what she's like physically capable of as a singer and
Mm-hmm.
also um yeah, I mean the physical capability and
Yeah,
also it's just a beautiful
sure.
beautiful song. I don't like it would turn anybody on
Mm,
who if that was like, okay, you have to hear this song and they didn't know who it was, they would still like that just because it's such a pretty song.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm in trouble.
I'm adjusting my list in real time. So I had lived to tell it three, but I'm going to move it down to four to coincide with Liberty, because again, I felt like when Live to Tell came out, that was the pivot. It went from Like a Virgin, Boy Toy, look and all. Not only did she switch her look for that, it also switched her sound. It became deep, introspective. It was a huge pivot from the previous work, and sort of like showed that where she's going to pivot in the future. You know what I mean? Like as far as looks, and it was a mature sound for her. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
so I'll slot it down to
All
number four.
right. All right, Tony.
Also, I felt like
Oh,
there needed to be a ballad because
Yeah.
we like Madonna is very well known for her upbeat songs, but we'd be remiss if we didn't cover a ballad. And to me, if you're going to look at any, what's the like most iconic? Now, I was going to say Crazy for You, but I felt like Live to Tell is like an institutional Madonna song. You know,
Hmm.
like when that song came on at Celebration, I think every one of us felt it. You know, like I think everyone in the
oh,
room felt it. There was a shift, there was a change, something like washed over everybody. The gravity of that song is just too
yeah.
important. And I felt like it supersedes other slow songs of hers.
And so to that point, before we jump to your choice, Tony, there's been a lot of chatter in the chat about Take a Bow.
Which I love.
I
I
love, but I didn't
love.
pick it.
No,
I didn't
neither
pick
did I.
it.
No.
It was of its moment.
I
All right, Tony, your
love.
pick for number four.
I chose Hung Up because
Mm.
it is Madonna's last big hit. Um, I think it's very important, and there's only 4 songs left, and the last era needs to be represented. And I think, uh, Hung Up pretty much, encapsulates everything that Confessions on a Dance Floor is trying to say and
Hmm.
show. So, Hung Up is number 4.
Well,
I have installed Hung Up
Stefan,
somewhere else.
Yeah,
I
me too.
have hung up higher.
Yeah, me too.
So, there's 2 votes for Live to Tell. I put Holiday because I wanted it on here, and if I give it up at number 4, it's not on. But I kind of, you guys swayed me on Live to Tell. Like I'm gonna change mine to Live to Tell
I mean,
also.
look,
So
I get it. Like Holiday to me is such a
yeah,
quintessential Madonna
It
song. And
is.
it's like, it's one of those, like when you think of Madonna, I think of that's just
Right.
her. You wouldn't be able to hear
yeah.
somebody else do that song.
But it
But
has no video, no
right.
official video, sadly.
But I just, yeah, I don't know. Live to Tell, just,
No,
it's,
I get it. I get it. Okay, so are we all gonna live if Live to Tell is number 4?
mm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm kicking off number 3 with Hung Up. I, the, I just I everything that Tony just said about it at number 4 is why I wanted it at number 3. And it almost went higher, but I'm like, there's 2 songs we clearly haven't discussed that I was just like, those have to be the top 2. There's no way. We need to lose our fan card, our gay card, our life card, all of it. If those 2 songs are not the top 2. So Hung Up is my number 3
Okay.
because it's everything. Liberty.
Yeah. Hung Up slid into my DMs just now, and
Grrr.
I ended up putting that now only because of having to move where I wanted Live to Tell originally. So Hung Up is at 3. And for obvious reasons. Initially, I had Hung Up nowhere on my list.
Hmm.
But again, I think that has to do with personal bias. So I'm
Hmm.
going to let it live at 3.
All right,
I
Stefan, you're up.
I also am saying Hung Up is at 3, mostly because again, just when you thought she couldn't deliver, boom, in comes this song. She came back swinging and knocked it out of the park. It is a true memorable gem. I mean, I'm sure you saw the video that I posted from Madonna Fan Party. When Hung Up came on, that entire room exploded
Mhm.
in gayness. Like
Yeah.
it was like it's a party song. Everyone loves it. And yeah, like Tony said, it is her last huge hit that she's had, which
Yeah,
sad and
yeah.
unfortunate. But to me, like Confessions is such a great album. And yes, Tony, it does. It embodies it encapsulates, even though it doesn't really sound like the rest of the album, it lays the groundwork for what's to
Mhm.
come. So,
True, true.
For number
Tony.
3, I went back and forth between Hung Up and this song, but I think this song is higher than Hung Up. Material Girl.
mm,
It was the one song that I picked for this list from the Like a Virgin album. I think that it had much a bigger impact. Um, it is the moniker that she was given by the
right.
straight world, you know. And this song still has legs. She put out a remix a couple years ago with Saucy Santana that was also a
Oh, yeah,
hit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
was
I
gonna
just think
say, yeah.
to the uninitiated, Material Girl, along with its video, is should be right up there, you know?
Mm,
Truthfully, between
Yeah.
I would say across generations, okay, there are 2 songs that, and I'm just gonna say this, my students know. They know Hung Up and they know Material Girl.
mm,
Mhm.
And when you're talking about a generation of kids who, yes, they like don't pay attention to things very much. If they know those 2, I feel like that speaks a lot to because they are like they're in something for 10 seconds, but
hmm.
if those 2 songs can survive. Now, I actually don't have Material Girl anywhere on my list.
Yeah, I waffled
Um,
on Material
I
Girl.
So I had
felt it was
Material Girl.
too cheesy because she doesn't, but so again, it's my personal bias that's
And
feeding.
also seeing all those
Yeah,
BTS photos on Instagram this week of Material
I
Girl,
know. The hair, the
everything.
hair. But yeah, so Material Girl was that just like Liberty said, it wasn't on my top 10, but it was a possible alternate in 1, 2, 3 different slots. And I feel like that's a song I probably, if we were had the time to do a top 20, I probably would have put it at
Oh,
like
for
12 or
sure.
13. But I just couldn't. So, okay, so it sounds like voting wise, Hung Up ends up being our number three. Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so now we got to jump to number two. And for me, it's Like a Prayer.
Mm.
I'm not even going to explain why because everybody knows.
I'm
It's
wondering
Like a
about
Prayer.
I'm
Like,
wondering about our lists here.
WTF.
I have also Like a Prayer at number two. And yeah, there's no, I mean, again, most recognizable Madonna song with the pop, with the religion, with the dance. Everybody would dance if it comes on. It's just such a great song. So
Okay, so I waffled back and forth between my number one and my number two. Like a Prayer was one of those choices. I felt it needed to be. I'm just gonna put my cards on the table now. I felt Like a Prayer needed to be number one, and I say that only as much as I love my number two choice. I I had to come to Jesus moment where I was like, no, Stefan, Like a Prayer is more recognizable and more enduring only because it just to me it transcends normal songs. Like it is like a recognizable Madonna song. It is a recognizable 80s song. And it's like it is still going to this day. And it's one of those songs that like it is a staple of hers that when she plays it, people pay attention. And yeah, so I had it at number one. I will be fine putting it at number two if that's what everybody
So,
else wants.
so wait, was Vogue your number two?
Yes, Vogue. So Vogue is number two because obviously Madonna commanding us to the dance floor is something that I absolutely love. And I was obsessed with this song. It was so popular. It's iconic and unforgettable. To me, this is peak Madonna.
Yeah.
However, I just felt like a prayer. And I didn't. I had before we like an hour ago. I think I had Vogue at number one, and I was like, no, I've got to change it. So I'm fine if we want to do like a prayer at number two, but I think it needs to
Tony,
be number one.
what was your number two, Tony?
For number two, I had Vogue because Like a Prayer is number one for all of the reasons that Stefan described.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
Also,
see.
I just,
Oh,
Vogue is one of those songs that I don't have to hear it again
Mm.
for the
well,
most part,
hold up.
but every time Like a Prayer comes on, I listen to it from beginning to
Yeah.
end.
So, okay, let's get into the math of the rules. Liberty, was Vogue your number one?
Vogue is my number one, but my original number one was Like a Prayer. I changed it. I changed it
Okay, so
not during this podcast, but previous,
yeah,
like in
yeah.
previous incarnations.
Oh wow.
I
See,
thought it
my
was
top
I thought it was
three,
because of my personal
my
feeling.
top three has never changed. It's always been Hung Up at three, Like a Prayer at two, and Vogue at number one. Oh, and I hear everything you guys are saying about Like a Prayer. I just feel like Vogue has the bigger cultural footprint in terms of like culturally important. Even though I think Like a Prayer is the superior song and you can do a lot more with it in both the remix and covers.
Hmm.
And so I was torn. I only put Vogue at my number one because I mean, at this point, we know our one or two, right? So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
just like hash it out.
Well,
Like,
so again,
I,
I think so. Going to Celebration, when you look at what she did with Like a Prayer, when Like a Prayer came on, I remember thinking, this is not just a pop concert. This is a moment. Like that, the moment that she did that song, like to me, that concert took a turn.
Yeah.
It was rock, it was pop, it was cathartic. A religious experience was happening. And to me, that song, it just is so elevated and it's it's crazy. Like it moves people. Look at all of the videos from Heated Rivalry that like they're playing the Heated Rivalry guy dancing to that song and people are losing their shit over it. And I just feel
Hmm.
I
like
would say, yeah. I mean, you
I
that's
could
why
feel
I
like
put it
people
that's why
did.
I put it at number
Okay,
one.
but
Yeah.
okay,
And
but
then,
when I saw it in Detroit, Vogue got the bigger. A lot of people didn't even recognize Like a Prayer at first, the
Mm-hmm.
night that I saw Celebration. But the minute that the Vogues kicked in, the audience went nuts.
Well, that's
Yeah.
only because in Detroit, like 90% of the audience is related to her.
No,
I would
most of them were
say,
from out of state.
look, I think Vogue could have been successful, but true, like on its own right, if Like a Prayer had never come out. But I know a lot of ways Vogue had as much success as it did because of Like a Prayer, because Like a Prayer was
Hmm.
first, and Vogue kind of rode in on the coattails of the entire record. Um, it was, it is to me, Vogue is a more like played song. Like I
Hmm.
still hear that all like almost every day. If I turn on the radio, it will be played. But
Yeah.
Like a Prayer might not be um as much as Vogue. Like, and I don't know if
This is
that's just
hard. This is so
I
hard.
yeah.
think
I could
another
go.
reason Like a Prayer is so important in the canon is this is the first time Madonna became critic proof. Before that, she was a teen
Yes.
artist. She's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
teeny bopper. She does this. She's just trying to shock. She came out with Like a Prayer and everybody shut up, you
And
know?
it was truly
So,
her,
Yeah.
I
so let
think.
me tell you, the chat, and there's over 100 people now, is evenly split
Mm.
between Vogue and Like
It's
a
tough.
Prayer, just
It's
like
tough.
we are.
Yeah,
They,
it's
it's.
tough.
I mean, I picked. Vogue has always been my number one since we came up with the idea, just because I like Liberty just said, you always hear it. It has the bigger cultural footprint. But even I can admit that, like, I think Like a Prayer is canonically more important. But it's
Yeah.
just like, which of these things make the song the most important? You know what
Well,
I
so
mean?
again,
Like,
with Like a Prayer, to me, and this is why Vogue shifted to number two. Like a Prayer was again a huge cultural shift for her. It not only was it a controversy, but it was like there was a statement behind that video. Vogue, yes, there's like her statement and her meaning behind it, and it did elevate her reputation in dance and became this huge dance movement for her and became such a but see that's the thing. I think both of these songs are so intrinsically Madonna. They like you can't separate her from those songs and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
and the
tough.
whole point about the controversy and the pivot and the culture, if you'd have asked me that like 5 years ago, I probably would have said Like a Prayer, but then Pose came out and you got
Mm.
to see like a whole other story that was tied into that time period. And I recently rewatched Paris is Burning, and you think about all the appropriation, the re-inspiration. I just, oh boy,
Well,
I
they're both
just,
important. I mean,
oh,
look at like how iconic Vogue is being used in Devil Wears Prada, the original,
Okay, but
and
how
right,
now it's in
iconic
the
is Like a
trailer.
Prayer and Deadpool, the highest
Correct.
grossing film
Exactly.
of all
That's why I feel
time?
like it's like
right,
it's
right.
yeah.
Oh my
Another thing,
God.
every time I think about Like a Prayer, I always remember reading the review in Rolling Stone where the quote was, Like a Prayer is the closest to art that pop music
Yes.
will get, you
Yes.
know?
Which is
Okay,
what
I'm
I
changing my vote.
that's what I feel
I,
she does with
I'm
Celebration. The performance of Celebration, that is the closest you can get to like pop art. And
Hmm.
Yeah.
she
okay, we're done. I'm changing my vote. I'm putting Like a Prayer at number one and Vogue
Yeah.
at number two.
I,
You've
I
won
could
me
be
over.
easily convinced. Like I said, I originally had Like a Prayer there, so I'm fine with
yeah, I
that.
was voting like that.
Okay, so now we've been getting a lot of ass in
We
the
got your
chat
hint.
for a recap. So I'm now going to recap
Thank you.
our
Yeah, I know. I
most
forgot where we've
important,
gotten. Like what songs are in this list?
our most important, our top 10 most important Madonna singles as determined by this discussion that has now been going on for almost 50 minutes. We are not having a tie, Jason. Deal with it. Oh my God. Okay. At number 10, Papa Don't Preach. At number 9, Like a Virgin. At number 8, God Bless You Forever, Liberty. Erotica. At number 7, Music. Number 6, Frozen. Number 5, La Isla Bonita.
Thank you,
Number
Tony.
4, Live to Tell. Number 3, the closest we got to unanimous was number 3 with Hung Up. Number 2, Vogue, and number 1, Like a Prayer.
Okay.
And the chat is now starting to be like, yes, Like a Prayer number 1. Ah, so okay, whatever.
I mean, look, I do feel like there's a lot of songs that could have made this list. You know, like you could do a whole nother top 10 of like equally important songs. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
strange that
someone's asking if
we included 3 from True Blue. That I didn't see coming.
Well,
I
it was
didn't
the highest
expect that at
selling of her
all.
Yeah,
records,
it
isn't
was.
it?
But
Yeah,
It
also
yeah.
remember,
is.
guys, the cycle for for True Blue was like almost 3 years.
Right.
Three years, yeah.
Yeah.
Back when eras lasted for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
So, okay, Stefan, the chat is asking that our top 10 pick get created as a Spotify playlist that we can share. I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
know if MLVC has
I don't
a.
think we have a we don't
I
have
can always just create it and make a public
Sure.
playlist on my
Sure.
Spotify because
Sure.
I have 2 or 3
Yeah.
already that I share with friends of mine. Okay, now in our last few minutes, because we are hitting time, we are all going to share our personal choices for top 10 uh Madonna singles,
I'm
not
gonna get so
songs,
yelled at.
Yeah, really.
singles. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, it's funny, like half of mine ended up, oh, not really, because we ended up not
Some
doing
I
holiday, did we? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going in alphabetical order. So me, Liberty, Steph, and Tony, I'm going first. My top 10 Madonna singles are Don't Tell Me, Beautiful Stranger. Well, number 10 is Don't Tell Me. Number 9, Beautiful Stranger. I almost put that in my most important top 10, but I no. Number 8, I had Deeper and Deeper here instead of Erotica because personally, that
mm,
song is just like
yep.
heaven. Number 7, Ground World Substitute for Love because
Oh.
that bridge takes me to church every time. When
Mm-hmm.
she hits that big note in the bridge, I'm just like, I disintegrate. At number 6, I had Holiday. At number 5, I had Open Your Heart. At number 4 on my personal choices is where Like a Prayer lands because my number 3 is Get Together. My number 2 is Express Yourself, and my number 1 is Vogue because
Oh.
I had to have Justice for Get Together, and it was officially a single. Liberty, you're up.
Okay. At number 10, I have Deeper and Deeper. Number 9, I have Physical Attraction.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Number 8,
Oh.
Dress You Up.
Ooh.
Mm.
7, Nothing Really Matters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
6 is where Vogue lives on my personal list, followed by number 5, Open Your Heart.
Mm.
Everybody, because I love her because of that song. Express Yourself is number 3. Live to Tell is number 2. And I have Like a Prayer as my number 1.
Mm.
It would be my number 1 album too, so.
Nice.
Nice. Stefan, you're
Um,
up with your top 10
Justice,
personal favorites.
yes, Justice for Candy Shop.
No,
I couldn't
It's
put it.
not a
It's
single.
not a single, so
not a
I couldn't
single.
include it. It was tough. It was tough. It would have lived on this list if it had. 10, I have Causing a Commotion. I tried to swerve a little different because some of the ones I'm like, I just listen to. So 10, Causing a Commotion. 9, I'm going with Celebration.
Mm.
8, Beautiful Stranger. 7, Nothing Really
Oh.
Matters. 6 is Hung Up. 5 is Papa Don't Preach because give me a Madonna violin song and I
Mhm.
am there for it. 4 is Dress You Up. 3 is Holiday. 2 is Get Together. And 1 is Vogue because I feel like it has to be.
Mhm.
Dang it. I would have
Very
lost that
Stefan
Poly
list.
Market wager because
Yeah.
I would have thought that I would have Get Together higher than you. That is too
I'm
hilarious.
surprised, Ben. I thought you were going to have it at number 2. So,
Right? I went back and forth between Get Together and Express Yourself as 2 and 3. That ranking took me longer than anything in this whole process. All right,
yeah.
Tony, wraps up.
Okay. For number 10, I chose Get Together. That's one of my favorite Madonna
Oh.
songs. No explanation needed. Number 9, I chose Secret. Number 8,
Mm,
Ray of Light. Number
mhm.
7, representing erotica, we have Bad Girl, one of my favorite
I
songs of
was
all
going to
time.
choose one of
Oh.
those too, and I didn't.
Number 6, Who's That Girl?
Mm.
Very important song to me. It was a
Yep.
big hit. It lived in my radio in the 80s, and I still
Hmm.
listen to it.
Hmm.
Number 5, Open Your Heart, one of my favorite Madonna songs of all time. Number 4, in the Into the Groove slot, we have Angel, which still slaps
Oh
Beautiful
yeah.
song, love it. Number three, Deeper and Deeper.
Mm.
Number two, Nothing Really Matters, and my number one is Like a Prayer.
Mm.
Tony and
Wow.
I could have your list.
I
I
know we
I
and
like your
same with
songs.
yours, and we have the same number five and the same number one.
Hey, I was
Interesting.
gonna say we did we all have Open Your Heart at number 5?
No, I
No,
left Open Your Heart off because I had it on my other list,
Wait,
but it
who
did.
had Open Your Heart at number 5? I did.
me.
How did Open Your Heart not end up on the most important? That
I
is
mentioned it
so
and everyone
funny.
poo-pooed it. No,
It's
That's
also
so
because
funny.
for me, in the first list, it was like I had to pick one song from each album unless I
I
couldn't make a choice, you
Right.
know?
I ended up changing out Open Your Heart for Papa Don't Preach on that
Hmm.
list because I felt
Oh,
that Papa Don't Preach
interesting.
Same.
was a more important song from that record.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. And see, my original most important 10 had nothing from True Blue in the list, but a ton of alternates. So I was able to like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and making this
But
list just reminded me how important True Blue was for
Yeah.
her and for us, you know?
Yeah.
yeah,
But
well,
but
so it makes sense that it's sussed out and shows up so well in the most important list because you guys have really reinforced that tonight. So
but let me tell you, it was tough to like 'cause there are some songs that we didn't like. Secret is a great song.
Yeah.
Express Yourself is an amazing anthemic song. Like Bad Girl. Like there were some songs that I was like, "Oh my God, this is impossible,
Hmm.
a Herculean task to like leave stuff out because
yeah,
it's like to me like we've lived through so many of these songs that I'm like leaving them out is almost like what kid's not getting on the bus, you know?"
Which one are we not feeding today?
right,
Yeah, exactly.
I
right.
know,
Yeah.
I was like looking at Hard Candy going, which one of you is
I
coming with us? And I was
Well, and
like,
so you know what? I think
No,
that the good thing about this exercise was recognizing not again, there's some great songs on some of her last four albums, but they didn't rise to the level of all of these other songs. They just
yeah.
didn't.
hmm.
And I think that that's very it's crucial to recognize, right? Because she is capable of incredible craftsmanship around song. And it isn't to say that
yeah,
the last albums haven't had good material because there has been great
For
material.
sure.
they
I
I
weren't
don't think
when
they
singles
you
picked the right
though.
singles though.
They weren't
Yeah, I agree.
singles.
And I think, look, when we're talking about if I'm introducing someone who just landed on Earth to Madonna,
Right.
I'm gonna pick songs that are okay. So this is what we collectively all have decided that are good representations of this particular artist. Now dance. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and on my personal list, honestly, this could change in a day. Like it could
Yeah.
change in an hour
Oh,
because
100%.
I
100%.
and thank goodness that she has so much for us to go. And this was a really I was the group will tell you I was like I don't know if I might have to maybe not participate
Liberty, I was
tonight
like, I
Liberty
am
because
did want to
standing
do this
down.
exercise, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is very difficult for me to separate personal bias. So that was first of all, and I also didn't want my feelings hurt um because of how I personally feel about a lot of these songs. But also diving back in was like, thank God for Madonna.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously. Well,
Right.
yeah, I mean
I feel like we got a balanced top 10 most important though. Like
Yeah.
it's really balanced.
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, the top 20, like we could have thrown in, like if we were to extend it past 10, like definitely Secret, definitely Angel, like there's so many others
Rain,
that I would have, right, exactly. Like I would have
Lucky
expanded it.
Star.
Yeah, yeah.
Lucky
There's just
Star.
so many others to like,
borderline.
Crazy Girl, Borderline. Oh my gosh. I mean,
In
that's
the
the
top
thing.
20, I might even have considered 4 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, I
Girl
could see
Gone
that.
Wild.
well, so
Yes.
look,
Oh, for the video
I
alone.
looked at those later albums and thought, okay, framing it in terms of a pivot, did it change something, like did it change the conversation, did it change her career, her status as an icon? And I just felt like they, not that they were safe, but they just didn't move the needle quite the way that
Yeah.
some of her earlier work did, which is why I didn't go there with some of
Mhm.
that. But
Yeah.
It also this was hard too, to like your point, Liberty, because we were only doing singles.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
right? And so many, just the fact that Into the Groove couldn't be on the list because it
That
wasn't a
changed
single.
everything once I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
knew, because I guess I didn't really see that not fitting, because that would have changed a couple of
I
things.
mean,
Because
I wanted it to be part of the list, but I was like, it wasn't a single
Yeah, it
here,
does. You
so
can't. Yeah.
I wanted
Like,
Beautiful
I mean,
Killer to be on the list.
oh, and you guys know me, I would have had I Want You on there, but it wasn't a single. It was a
yeah,
promo. So, because oh my God, this was so much fun.
I
yeah, it
know, I
was
loved
fun.
it.
Also, none of our choices for our personal top 10 surprised me at all.
yeah,
Not at all. Like, so predictable, but like where we ended up with the most important did surprise me because we did leave some songs off.
Yeah.
I thought Stefan especially would really like advocate for, but you didn't have them on your list. But you're right, just being
Really,
able to
which
choose
ones?
10. Oh, just like some of the stuff that we were just talking about. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like
Tony,
Rain.
I think Express Yourself was one that hurts to not have because
I
I
know.
love that
Yeah.
song, and it's such it to me that is like a staple Madonna song. Like
yeah,
it's because it's anthemic and it speaks her mission, but we can put that at 11. That's 11.
Oh yeah. And
yeah.
it's funny that you guys were doing it in some of you, a couple of you were talking about one from each era album, and I didn't think of it that way at all. I was like, because I didn't include anything from True Blue on my original list,
Wow.
and I didn't have any. Well, I had Holidays, so I was gonna say I didn't really have anything from the first album either. But oh my God, somebody just put "Rescue Me" in the chat, and I'm officially dead.
I was gonna put that in my top 10. It was between Get
Yeah.
Together and Rescue Me.
I wanted to, but when I looked at like Justify My Love and Rescue Me, I thought Justify My Love was the bigger moment out of that album, if you will.
We
But
were
I
robbed of
had
a
res
Rescue Me moment.
for
We
sure.
really were. I had Rescue Me in my personal top 10, and it got pushed to number 11 by Don't Tell Me, just because I thought Don't Tell
Mm-hmm.
Me is such a more interesting song that
Yeah.
really was like the future.
Well, and
Yeah.
So, and
culturally,
plus, I love that
it was more
song.
culturally relevant for her career. You know, like
The video.
exactly the
Yeah.
cowboy motif is so ubiquitous to that time
It
of her
still shows
career,
up.
and
Yeah.
people still come to the concerts wearing that look. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
And
that
the song
again,
has taken on a brand new meaning in Celebration Tour. It was Don't Tell Me
Yeah.
to Stop, literally. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's like some of the like banner songs for hers that it's like not only are they important to her, but they're important to us as fans and how we look at her as a pop
Hmm.
artist. Um, yeah, I know this was a tough. Thank you for recommending that we do this, Ben, because
Oh,
it was
this,
fun just as a fan to sort of look back and like challenge
yeah,
yourself to look at songs and be like really weight them in terms of like what is important as an artist for her,
Yeah.
like what defines her, and not like put almost like you have to put your personal opinions aside because there are things that like you selfishly love, but I'm like, yeah, but not everyone's gonna love this as a
Yeah.
right.
if it was a blanket Madonna
Yeah,
like introduction. I'm like, what would serve somebody best to sort of encapsulate her, and like
yeah.
my personal
Oh,
favorites, not all of them would work.
the personal list was the harder for me to come up with. I found making the most important actually much, much easier. And then when I secondarily had to sit down and come up my personal, because I'm like Liberty, it changes from day to day sometimes, just depending on my mood.
Same.
Oh my God,
Hmm.
they're talking about the Titanic vocal mix of Rescue Me in the chat, and I can't right now. I'm gonna have to turn it off. Like, yeah, like just the whole debate between Get Together and Express Yourself as two and
See, but
three.
that's
I
why I
literally,
found the personal list easy, was because I thought, well, if it changes all the time, then it doesn't really matter what I write right now, because
Hmm.
even if I feel differently when I
yeah,
do the episode, when I record with you guys,
I think the hardest thing
I
for
can
me
still
was
be okay.
they all had to be singles. A lot of like some of my
yes,
favorite Madonna songs
yes,
are not
yes.
released singles. So that was like made it even harder because I was like, oh crap, I can't put Impressive Instant or Nobody Knows Me
Ding,
or
ding,
Yeah.
ding,
Mother and
ding,
Father.
ding,
You know what I
ding.
mean? Like Die Another Day can't go, like all these songs. I was like, well, throw that
Die
one
Another
out,
Day
throw
was
that
a
one out.
single.
That was a single.
Oh,
It went top
Yeah,
10
I bought it.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
September of 2002.
Oh, but see,
I
I
only
think
know this because,
with Madonna violins, I went with Papa Don't Preach because I was like, that's the bigger song.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, I guess we're done.
I
That
guess
was
we're done.
fun.
Yeah, everybody, that's our show. Remember, you can find us on all social platforms at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast. I might also be adding on the buy us a cup of coffee because for our international fans who always say they want to donate and can't do it via Venmo, maybe I'll do that. Buy us a cup of coffee. And if you've not
I
yet
drink a
subscribed,
lot of coffee.
I know, so
Me
do I.
too.
It's it's a metaphorical coffee. If you've not yet subscribed to
I'll
our
take
YouTube
it.
channel, tick that subscribe button so you never miss a video. We don't know what's coming down the pipeline next, but we'll be
Madonna
here.
bingo.
We'll be here for every step of the way, and hopefully, Madonna will be releasing her new music sooner rather than later, but probably later because that's what she likes to do. So,
Sooner or
yeah,
later,
yeah.
she's gonna
Gonna be
release.
Something is coming. Something's coming over. But yeah, until next time, everybody, remember, let the choir sing. Do it. Do
I
it.
got my throaty cold voice tonight. I could maybe do the Nikki Harris part.
Do it.
What are you
No.
gonna do?
Do it.
Okay, y'all get nasty up in
They're
here.
All right,
doing it like Madonna.
yeah,
I'm
we're gonna
like,
stop.
I
We're stopping the live stream.
guess.
Bye, everybody.
Do it.
Bye.
Oh, you can
Thanks for tuning
sing us
in.
out, Liberty.
Do it. Like I can't remember it right now. I've been listening
She's
to
already
Madonna
forgot the
nonstop.
Oh
words.
yeah. By the way, if you've not seen on our Instagram, our theme song "Do It Like Madonna" is officially released on all streaming platforms, YouTube, wherever you get your music. Buy, stream, share, like, yeah.
Dance.